Now inside your Pitbull guitar kit you'll see one of these, which is a transfer decal we've done up for you. Now it's up to you if you want to use that. All you do is you cut that out and it's got an adhesive backing which you take off and then stick onto your headstock. That's just using a label maker through a laser printer. So you can make your own, or you can paint your own name on, and you can make up any name you like, totally up to you. But if you want to use this Pitbull Guitars logo, which does look pretty cool, we'll show you what to do. Okay, I've got the label here and I've got it on a cardboard backing on a workbench. Make sure you're not cutting on anything that's valuable. We're just going to cut around this logo as close to the text as possible, so we don't see much of an outline when we put it onto the guitar. To do that I'm going to use one of these, which is a kind of scalpel blade you can get from any stationery store. If you don't have one of these, you just use a pair of scissors and cut around manually. So just following the contour, just like a millimetre away from the actual body of the text, of the colour, just cut around very carefully, like so. Remember, this label is actually clear, so when you put a clear lacquer over the top, it's not really going to be visible unless you look at it very closely, and that's the same with any logo. Even on a good quality Fender guitar, if you look closely, you'll be able to see the edge of the decal that they've used, so I wouldn't worry about that. Okay, about to join up here, probably come in a bit more shallow there, right around, and then we'll join up those two cuts, and that should be it. And it should come out easily, don't force it because you don't want to rip the logo. And there you go, that's your Pitbull Guitars logo ready to go on your headstock before you paint. Now, exactly where you place this logo is entirely up to you. I find it nice if this curve of the flow underneath the guitars follows the contour of the headstock there. So just play around with anything you like, and if you're doing your own logo, you can put it anywhere up. You can put it up here, right up here, but I think generally it looks pretty good down here on this lower curve here. Now what you want to do, imagine when your guitar's finished, you've got 6 strings coming across here, joining up to the machine heads here, following down there. So what looks pleasing to the eye is if the logo can actually follow a line of the top E string, the thinnest string. And if you imagine that, that's coming off here, and it's joining this machine head about in the middle of the machine head there. So what you want to do is just very gently draw a very faint line down there, so you can just see that, and then with a ruler line that up there and get a parallel line down here. You see that I've got that already. I'm not sure if that'll show up on camera, but that gives you a line which you can line the logo up to using the bottom of the P, I, T, the B, U, L. So you want the lettering to be parallel with that line there, and then have the flow underneath the guitars there, sort of lining up with that there. So look, that looks about right. It's about it's about half a centimetre away from there, and about half a centimetre away again. So that looks pretty even. So I might just try and just very faintly draw around that. Remember, we can rub these out because we're using pencils. So that's just going to give us some sort of mark there, and a mark there. Now what you have to do is you have to peel off the backing. It can be a little bit tricky, especially if you don't have fingernails. Okay, so what you need to do now is take off the backing, and it's just a very simple process, finding the edge and taking that off. So what you've got left there is a clear transfer, and that goes straight onto the guitar, lining up with the little marks you've put there with pencil. So very gently, very carefully. If you mess it up, you can take it off and do it again, but we won't have a go first time. So I can see there the line looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. And that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. When we put a lacquer over that, that's going to lose that the border of the actual label, so we won't really see that. Alright, I think we're ready to apply some lacquer.